Hey guys, welcome back to Arab Patriot. Today we're going to be exploring this legendary Egyptian Hakim chambered in the robust 8mm Mauser. Something that's fascinating. We'll check out the mechanics and the history of it. Let's check it out. Hey there folks, welcome back to Arab Patriot. Today I got a treat for you guys, something really unique that I've been wanting to show off for quite some time. I haven't been able to get back to doing video footage, I've been just so busy. But I do have here what I picked up recently through the forums is a Egyptian Hakim. Now, many of you have probably heard the term of Garand Thumb, which is a very popular gun tuber today who kind of pushed me to come out and do this on my own. But have you ever heard of Hakim Thumb? Now, we know the term with Garand Thumb, using a stripper clip usually is when you're loading in your... Make sure safety's on here first, don't want to lose my fingers. But loading in... Let's start this shit over. Alright, so we got the 8mm Mauser round for the Egyptian Hakim. So you guys heard of Garand Thumb, but have you heard of Hakim Thumb? So right here, if you want to come a little closer, I'll show you. So the way this thing operates, that's the safety right there. You can kind of see the bolt carrier the way it's designed. When you pull this back, that thing comes flying forward. With the stripper clips that you put in right here, you angle it and you push it down. It's a good way to lose your thumb. So rack this thing forward, and for safety purposes, I'm gonna hit the safety on, pull this thing back. I'm gonna load around. We're just gonna go single shot. And then once I pull this thing safety back on, it loads it right up. We got a magazine, but just for fun, we're just gonna go single shot. I'm gonna try to go straight for steel at 100 yards. You can see it's got the Arabic numerals on it. So this gun, a little bit of history about this was in the 50s. It was designed by the Swedes for 6.5 Ljungman, and the Egyptians said, screw it, we'll make it 8mm Mauser. It's plentiful. It's actually a lot of fun. It's got a lot of kick into it. So my first time shooting it. I hope it doesn't blow up in my face. So you know what? I kind of want to go 300, but you know what? Let's go 100 just for the purpose of it. You know, there's something aesthetically pleasing about the Egyptian Hakim. When you sit down and you really look into it and get to shoot the rifle, whether it's the wood or just the way the chamber cycles or even that unique muzzle brake, it is fairly effective and accurate and a lot of fun to shoot, especially when it's shooting 8mm Mauser. There's also one thing I'd like to recommend when you do shoot something like the Hakim, being that it's an older rifle and most of the ammo available is surplus, making sure the surplus is decent, especially that stuff that runs real hot. Hey there folks, welcome back to the Arab Patriot. It's been quite some time since I uploaded my last video. Did think I wanted to do a little bit of editing and learning from some feedback, so here we are today. I did bring something a little bit unique this time. I thought this would be kind of intriguing and goes along with the theme of the channel. Today we have the rare Egyptian Hakim. Now, I know this is not a very popular rifle. It's not really well known, but if you've heard of it, you do know that it is quite a beautiful, neat little thing. This rifle is really well crafted. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. I'll kind of show it to you guys here. For everywhere from the flash hider to just the meticulous work they did around the wood, to just the unique looking style of the receiver, and of course all of the Arabic inscriptions on the rifle. So really just a beautiful rifle altogether. So let's talk a little bit of history on this gun. So let's dive in. The Egyptian Hakim was born in the 50s, really. This came right in after the FN-49, which was a Belgium contracted gun to the Egyptians. And, you know, it's about as intriguing as a story as your grandmother's secret recipe. So let's get into that a little bit more detail. As you know, the Swedes at the time contracted this gun style designed to the 6.5 Ljungman, Ljungman, I believe. You can Don't quote me on that, but double check that. It's 6.5 Ljungman was the rifle style design, contracted to the Egyptians, where they said, nah, we don't want that caliber. We want something that's plentiful. They went to 8mm Mauser. And that's where this was born, the Egyptian Hakim. This thing is an absolute beast. It's like the James Bond of Mausers, but without the tuxedo, really. I mean, it's just, it's a beautiful, elegant, unique style rifle that I personally haven't encountered until I came across the Hakim. So, now why do you hear the term, maybe Hakim Thumb? Maybe you've heard it, maybe you haven't. And you know the term Garand Thumb. I mean, everyone has heard Garand Thumb at some capacity. And if you haven't heard it for the actual reasoning behind the rifle itself, you've heard of it because of the famous gun tuber Mike Jones with Garand Thumb. So Garand Thumb's a terminology for rifles back in the day with M1 Garand, for example, had a positioning point or starting point where you would put your stripper clips and your ammo, and you would load it right into your rifle. Now, once you're pushing this through, what happens is you release that detent, and if you're not careful enough, that bolt carrier will come slamming right forward, and thus Garand Thumb. You slam it on your thumb. Now, the Hakim's a little bit of a different story. This one will completely probably decapitate your thumb. It will take it off entirely. It hurts quite a bit. I've done it, but with gloves on. And because I've manipulated this enough now, I know that I would be safe manipulating this rifle without having to worry about hurting myself. So here, let's go ahead and talk about some of these features here. So they did come with a very unique style magazine catch here. So what you do is you release the detent right there, and you actually do kind of have to bend it in just slightly in order to remove the magazine, because it's got like a safeguard in there, so it doesn't come out right away. If you look at it, it's actually pretty neat. It does have the little Pharaoh logo on there from the Egyptian stampings. Hopefully that's clear enough for you guys to see. And these rifles were manufactured in Egypt, so they did take the Swedish designs and blueprints and take that to Egypt. So what I did now was I took the rifle off safety, and what happens is you move this forward like this. So that's me pulling it forward as if I was going to chamber the round, assuming the magazine or caliber was in there. There's no rounds in the chamber. And then when I pull it back, once I pull all the way back and I hit the very base plate of this receiver, this carrier will come slamming forward. And I'll show you, if you're just looking closely here, you can just kind of see the speed of this. Now, that's a great way to lose your finger, especially your thumb. And I'm not planning on doing that. So it is a very unique design. Again, so what's some workaways, workarounds around this? I would just go forward. When I come back, you know, there's a safety here. If you hit the safety, you can slam back, put your thumb in, not have to worry. Of course, this rifle's pretty old. I just trusted that. I could have lost my thumb, but these were pretty well made for the most part. You know, how does this rifle shoot, and you know, how did it perform, and that's part in the video as well. Is, you know, I did that on a different day. Honestly, it was a really smooth rifle. I used Turkish ammo, I used Greek ammo, I used some PPU Serbian, and it functioned and cycled through everything pretty well. Anything from 155 grain all the way up to 196. So really, all in all, the rifle is just a phenomenal shooter. It's a great collectible. It's sturdy as sturdy can be. I mean, it is thick. And I'm talking thick with 2 C's. I mean, this thing is sturdy. And again, you know, I'd love to show you guys some more of the inscriptions on here, because to me, that's what just draws me to the rifle. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. The inscription's just great on here. You know, you can see all the Arabic lettering on there and numbering. I mean, it's just a gorgeous rifle, all in all. It's really well built, really well taken care of. You got the Arabic numerals here as well, just like you would see on the Egyptian Mahdi. And of course, you know, the Egyptians, they were in the game for quite some time, you know, with the FN-49 contract, and as well as the Egyptian Hakim coming afterwards. And then, as you know, after that came the Egyptian Mahdi, which was a really big hit and a really popular rifle today. So those are really hard to get, really hard to come by. And when you do cross one, anything that's Egyptian, It probably deserves your attention. You should check it out and make sure that you know, it looks good. So why would you want to get one of these, or why would you even want to play with one of these? It's like, you know, it's as rare as a unicorn wearing sunglasses, right? I mean, that's what I would say this rifle is. It's a piece of firearm history, something you can go to the range, tell your friends about. It's just a fun rifle. I certainly took it, had a lot of questions, had a lot of fun with it. And I just think that if you ever come across one, it's worth picking up and checking out, maybe shooting a few hundred rounds and at least getting the experience, and then, you know, maybe having it let go or keeping it within your collection and passing it on to somebody else who can also enjoy it. So that's really my review on this Egyptian Hakim, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So last thing, actually, I did miss one thing. This, I don't know if they were ahead of their time on here, but, you know, today we hear always about the gassing of a rifle, or, you know, like suppressing the rifle, and clearly this one isn't set up to suppress it, but they did have an adjustable gas block right here, which is a very interesting little tool triangle that you'd have to have, where you can adjust the gas, and I think that comes with some of the different loads and calibers of the rifle. I find it quite unique that you know, they thought of something like that, but yeah, it's really cool. But other than that, you know, I don't think there's really anything else too much more other than the beauty of this rifle. Again, should give you guys one nice look over one more time here. And again, I wanted to make another video. It's been quite some time. I thought I'd make it with the theme of the channel, the Air Patriot, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, like, subscribe below, and keep an eye out for more future videos to come. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like and subscribe. See you soon.